Hey everybody, it's BJ
And Patrick.
and we're back talking all things real estate. And want to thank you for joining us. And just real quick before we get into today's episode, give us a like, subscribe to the channel. We want to make sure you don't miss anything. We're putting out a pile of content. It's all good stuff, valuable stuff. I think it'll be good information for you. Some of it'll just be funny too, but it'll be good information with what's going on in the world of real estate. And so let's go.
Let's get to it. Yeah.
All
What
right.
do we have here? We're reporting
Okay.
on an article.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about an article. I'm going to read the headline. This is an article in Global News from October 1st.
Oh, I think I just seen this headline.
So the headline reads, "Not all young Canadians have given up buying a home, and here's why."
And they shouldn't.
Absolutely. We've talked about that a lot on the channel about start the process and start somewhere. But
I can hear the comments now. You guys are a bunch of fear of missing out market pumpers. Get in the market. It'll do you like long-term value of owning a home will benefit you. Don't overspend. Don't go beyond your budget, and then you should be okay.
Yeah, 100%. So this survey was done by Royal LePage and included those that were born from 86 to 2006. Okay?
Super.
All right. A little over half, in this case 54%, of those in that age group said they believe that home ownership is an achievable goal.
Yeah,
It's good,
Yeah,
right?
super.
Now, here's the interesting thing.
Despite all the horrible news,
Right?
news
Despite
headlines,
everything
right?
what everybody's saying. 1 in 5, however, said they don't think it's in the cards for them. Now, here's what I would say.
That's fine.
If you don't think it's possible, it will not be possible. You will not find a way to figure it out. And what we know from modern brain science and psychology and neuroscience is that your brain actually starts to shut down recognition of opportunities because you've already made a decision of what's possible or not possible.
I think that's definitely affecting a portion of those people. Not the 54% that seem to be positive that it could happen.
Yeah.
But that 20% they could be going through like financial trouble, lost their job. They might be living in a place that's too expensive. They might be living beyond their
Yeah.
means, right? They might
Sure.
be paying that Vancouver,
Sure.
Toronto high rent, and they
Yeah.
don't see a way.
Sure.
Or you know what? Maybe get rid of those car payments.
Sure.
Get rid of those
So-
car payments. Get a car that you can pay cash for.
Yeah. So here's another part to that, which is more than half, 52% of those surveyed said that they don't have enough saved for a down payment and probably never will. I'm going to come back to, I know we're going to talk about, there's more in here where they talk about people who are doing the saving and stuff.
Super.
But I'm going to come back to mindset. We've talked about mindset, and that if that is our mindset, that we never will,
It won't.
it won't.
Yeah, that's
Right?
it.
Yeah. Well,
I think it really helps to see examples of like that success.
Yeah.
So if your parents owned a house or if they own multiple properties, you're more than likely as to own a home yourself. And if they own more properties, you're even more likely, whatever the percentage is, increases.
Yeah.
So having a real life example,
yeah, sure.
I think really helps.
Yeah. So, okay, let's go. So, however, many Canadians are still taking steps to hit that goal, the goal of home ownership. Okay. Some 45% of respondents said they're saving diligently and feel they'll have enough put aside in the near future to afford a home. They talk about career trajectory and things like that. But here's the part I think that's really relevant here as well. Some 42% said that they are focusing on paying off bills and loans to maintain a quality credit score, and more than a third, 34%, are paring back discretionary spendings.
Super. Yeah.
Other plans and milestones are also taking a backseat to home ownership hopes for many. Young would-be buyers said that they're delaying or foregoing travel plans, 27%, foregoing living on their own, 17%, waiting to start a family, 14%, and saving, holding back on the saving for retirement. We're talking about now the young crowd, right?
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yes, I love to hear news like that.
So here's the comment from the Royal LePage CEO Phil Sofer. In pursuit of home ownership, many young people are not only pausing small daily indulgences, but also making compromises that impact their long-term financial stability. So they're taking some steps, and we've talked about this a lot, about you to get the process going. Start something, take some steps, do something.
That's amazing. So if they're assessing their daily habits, this sounds like they would be at least tracking their budget. Like, oh, I spent money on coffee today.
Yeah.
Oh, well, how much did I spend on coffee this week? Oh, it's this much.
Yeah.
Right. Because I think, what is it? If you spend something like an average of $27 a day of like discretionary spending, that's like 10 grand a year. So like you can find it. I'm not saying that's like a daily spend that you
Yeah.
might do.
Yeah.
But if you're grabbing a lunch, grabbing a coffee, grabbing a bagel, breakfast sandwich, that you drove to work, like, okay, well, I have to drive to work, take the bus or something. Like there's some additional costs, like you could have.
Sure. But, a simple example would be like pack a lunch,
Pack a lunch.
right? And I'm one who I always pack my food because I'm very particular about what goes in my body. So I always pack my food. So I don't have to, I look at it this way. If I've already spent money on the groceries, I'm going to get the most use out of those groceries, right?
Yeah, and it's important to you, and I think that identifies like if your budget is important, you'll start tracking it.
Sure.
You'll know where every dollar goes.
Yeah, and and the other part of it is for me, it's my health and fitness, which is super important, and so I
Exchange calories or whatever your macros might be for money.
yeah,
It's
right.
It's important you track it.
Yeah, but I just say that to say there's a reason why I'm also looking at what's going in my body, right?
Yeah.
So and the cost associated with it. So okay, the desire to push through comes from a belief among many of the respondents that home ownership is a good long-term investment and provides stability. Some 84% of those surveyed say they think owning a home is a worthwhile investment, with just under 3/4 saying it's a priority for them to achieve it in their lifestyle. Almost a third, 32%, said owning a home was part of their retirement plan, with another 45% citing stress over rent due to tenant-landlord policies.
So all the people that are saying like homes should not be looked at as an investment. Look, at the young people are looking at 84% of them are looking at that as it's a good investment.
Yeah, and they're looking at it and saying, hey, this is part of my future. This is part of my retirement. This gives me stability where I don't have a landlord coming and saying, oh, it's been a year, your rent is going to go up now, or whatever the case might be. All of those things. And we're talking about, again, what did we say? There were born in 86 to 2002.
What are they? They're under 20 until like 30 something, 34?
Yeah.
I don't know. I was guessing.
30, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw up a graphic just to prove I think it's from RBC and they use Statistics Canada, but I'll throw up a graphic that shows that the average homeowner, Canadian homeowner, is 4 times richer than a renter.
Wow.
Equity, life insurance, including liabilities, including credit card debt,
right,
including any discretionary debt.
Yeah.
It's 4 times richer.
Wow.
So I'll throw that up.
Okay.
Because I know where it is. I got it handy.
Yeah. So, the interesting thing is these are things we talk about pursuing, and that making these things a priority, and especially for the next generation to, don't believe that when somebody tells you it's not possible, right?
Find a way. And that way may not be in the most expensive places in Canada.
Sure.
You're going to increase your difficulty level on your video game if you go to places like Vancouver and Toronto, or if you want to make it in Whistler. Well, you're putting it on the hardest level possible, and you might enjoy that challenge, and you might even have the talent or skill to make it in those towns, but you don't have to.
Yeah.
You can lower the difficulty, go to somewhere less expensive, and get in there, get on that property level up your character, and you build some equity up later in life that you can one day move How many people are retiring from Alberta? They move to places like Victoria.
Sure.
They move to places on our island here.
Yeah.
If it's Parksville or somewhere else for this mild, beautiful climate. And
Yeah, for sure.
all the outdoor activities and now I'm selling Victoria,
Yeah,
right?
right. So, you know what? Take that. I think it's to me, it's a great article. It's
We need
one,
more stuff like that.
Yeah, it's one that's not full of fear and the world is ending and you know
Sorry.
we're all going to be renter nation and all these things. So
You guys are pumping the market. The market is in a huge bubble. You know, we're like way less expensive than like Tokyo and San Francisco and
Paris. How about Paris?
Paris.
I think in the big cities here.
Yeah.
So let's say that means Vancouver and Toronto.
Yeah.
I believe that we have, is it 7,000 people per kilometer? I think.
Oh,
I could be wrong on that number.
I haven't looked at
but
that.
that's the
Yeah,
stat.
been a
I believe
while.
it's 7,000 per kilometer. Paris, it's 20,000 per kilometer. So if you want to talk about cost of living and all of those things, so
Oh, but the food is so good in Paris.
I'm looking forward to going next year with my daughter. So, yeah.
Yeah.
But so thank you for joining us today. If you haven't, please give us a like and a subscribe. And what are your thoughts on what we just had to say? I mean, we're reading from the article, and I'm also giving you the feedback of the respondents. But what do you think? What are your thoughts? If you're in that age group, what do you think?
Yeah, are you looking to getting your first home and having some questions? Feel free to reach out. Happy to answer those in the comments or in a direct message. That's fine. So, yeah, we look forward to that. Thanks.
See ya.